ships waiting to dock. And it's not just food, it's electronics, it's clothing, even toys for your kids. They start becoming harder to find. Prices, by week 2, they may start on some items to inch upward. Businesses are now scrambling to get their hands on what's left, and the competition drives up costs. That cheap TV that you were thinking of buying, you may have to add anywhere from 10 to 30% to the price tag by the end of week 2. If you were planning on doing some home repairs or upgrades, good luck. All of the tools and materials are sitting in crates, gathering dust at the ports. This is also a problem because of the hurricane. Anything that you get at Home Depot is going to be in short supply because of the hurricane, and by week 2, the dock workers strike. Now, by the 3rd week, if it goes on that long, now we're getting into some problems. It's no longer just a shortage of bananas or phone chargers. Entire industries begin to slow down. Factories that rely on parts from overseas just in time can't keep running. So the workers in those factories, people you might know, maybe it is you, are getting furloughed, sent home without pay because there's nothing for you to build. Grocery stores begin to ration some items and limiting on some items how much you can buy. Now, at this point, the strike is not a nuisance. This is week 3. This point in week 3, it becomes a crisis. The online orders you placed, delayed, weeks out. Businesses are pleading with the government for help by now, but even if the strike ended in week 3, it would take weeks to untangle the mess at the ports. By now, inflation is beginning to rear its ugly head. Everything from groceries to gas to clothes is more expensive than it was just 2 weeks ago. Week 4, this is when it becomes the full weight of the strike is unavoidable, and I believe it becomes a national security problem. And possibly by this time in week 4, it is just one part of what I am looking for, and we'll explain later on the show, a polycrisis. A polycrisis is what will take us out in a knockout blow. And you already have a little bit of a polycrisis with the dock workers and the hurricane. Small businesses are now closing their doors because they can't get their inventory. Grocery store shelves are sparse with some items missing altogether. Your favorite brands might be out of stock. Maybe you head to the hardware store only to find that the building materials you need are either unavailable or so expensive they're out of reach. Now let's talk long term. Timing couldn't be worse because we're heading into fall, and you know what that means. The holiday season. Retailers are counting on the next few months for a huge chunk of their sales, and the Christmas gifts you've been eyeing, there's a good chance they won't make it in time for Christmas. Toys, electronics, clothing, they're sitting in ships or back-ordered at factories. They can't get the parts. Even if the strike ends after 4 weeks, the backlog will last for months. Shipping will be slow, and prices? You'll be paying a premium for anything you can find. So here's what you need to know. Week 1, just be aware. If you want to get some fruit and you have some extra fruit in the house, for week 2, if it goes on that line, great.